This video illustrates modified tools of AutoCAD software. We'll see what are the modified tools we have in the AutoCAD software. I'll share the AutoCAD screen. Then I'll show you what are the modified tools we have. Hope you can see the drawing which we have created by using the draw tools, the previous lecture. And now I'm going to show you how to use those modified tools. You can see here a set of modified tools available. Okay, I'll show you how to use those tools. Now, the first tool is a move tool. If you want to move any object, just you have to click and select. Then once you select, you have to enter. Then specify the base point from where you want to move. If you want to move from this end or from the center, you can choose that point, and then you can choose what is the distance you want to move. Okay, you can choose the distance you want to move, whether it is ortho or different point. You can choose. Let us say I want to move this one to 10 millimeter for 0 degree. You can move that. It has been moved. Similarly, whatever the object you want to move, you can also move by using the move tools. And the other one is the rotate tool. If you want to rotate any object, you can use this rotate tool. Just to click that rotate tool, select object and enter. Then you can choose the point, the base point for rotation. You can choose any point. Let us say I'm choosing this point, and which angle you want to rotate, whether it is 90 degree or 180 degree. You can just type here 90 degree. If I need 90 degree, it has been rotated 90 degree. Okay. If you want to undo the change, you can go as usual. You can go there and undo from this, or you can just control Z, so undo the changes. And here it's a trim tool. If you want to trim the object, we can use this trim tool. Okay. For example, I'm drawing a line like this. Okay, and I want to trim the additional points which we have outside the pentagon. Let us see how to do that. This is a trim tool. Just select trim tool and select the cutting edges. This is a cutting edge or the object, and then press enter. Then you select the object to trim. Just to select those objects which you want to trim, then enter. Finish. Very simple. This is a trim tool. And other one, we have the extend tool. If you want to extend some line to other point, let us say I want to extend this line to this point. Okay, first you need to select the object till which you want to extend the line. Just select it and enter. Then you select the line which you want to extend, or the object which you want to extend. You can see. Now just click here. It will be extended up to that point, because this is the point we selected before. Okay, and if you want to exit, you have to press escape. That's all, or press enter. This is the extend tool. Here we have two tools. One is trim and extend. Trim tool is to cut the unnecessary points. Okay, and this another one is the erase tool. This erase tool is same as the delete. If you want to erase any object, you can also select object and press delete button, or you can use this erase. And other one is a copy. If you want to copy any object, you can use this one. Let us say I want to copy the object. First you select, and I want to copy this object. Just select, press enter, then select the base point. Okay, specify base point, and then select the point which you want to move, or which you want to copy. Let us say 80. Finish. So this is a copy. You can just select point object and press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. This also create the copy object. Okay, same as the Word document. You can just Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Ctrl C means copy, Ctrl V means paste. The same option is also available here. You can use that one if you want. And other one is the mirror object. If you want to mirror a particular object, you can use that one. For that, first we need to create a mirror line. Let us say I want to mirror this pentagon. Okay, with the first we'll draw the mirror line. Let us say this is the line which I want to mirror. I'll draw the line. This is the mirror line I want to use. Let us say this is the mirror. Just click mirror and select the object which you want to mirror and enter. Then you select the mirror line. So specify first point of mirror line and specify second point of mirror line. Then press enter. Now the same pentagon has been mirrored here. This is the mirror option. The another option which we have here is a fillet. How do you create fillet? Just select that fillet and then you can see the bottom. Select the first object. Before that you need to select the radius. You have to specify radius for filleting. Just select radius and the radius, let us say 5 is the radius for me, and then you can see select first object, select this object and select another object. There is a fillet created. And if you want to use the same command again, you can just press enter, and if you want to change the radius, you can again type the radius. Let us say now I need 20 millimeter radius. Okay, and select the object. You can see 20 millimeter radius is created. And similarly, here we have another option like chamfer. You can also use chamfer, which is useful for many applications. And here you can use the chamfer by using distance or angle. Anything you can use. Mostly we use the distance or angle. First I will see the distance. Okay, and first chamfer distance. Let us say chamfer distance is 10. First one, and second one is also 10. Now you select the object and you can see the fillet is created. Similarly, we can create fillet by different distance also. Let us say the first distance is 10 and second distance is 20, and you can also create with the different distance. You can see here now x-axis we have only 10 and y-axis we have 20 millimeter distance. For the chamfer, and these two options will be more useful in many cases. And other one is the explode option. What is explode option? We'll see. See now, if you see this object, it is a single object, right? If I click that one, you'll see a single object. And here also you have single object, but this is two object, the same line, but we have two object. If you want to explode, then it will create multiple segments. Because let us see, click this explode and select the object and enter, finish. You can see now this is separate, this is separate, all lines are separate, all within the object, all segments are different. That's why it is explode. Again, if you want to join all this, you can also use this join. You can see here, this is the join option. If you use that join option, again you can create single object. Just select all lines and enter, finish. You can see now it is a single object again. Therefore, this explode and join, those two options can be useful for creating, or the same object may be exploded into number of segments, or you can join the segment. This is another option. And this is other option like stretch. Stretching option can stretch a particular segment of line or the rectangle. Let us see how to do that. First, select stretch, and we have to stretch select object. Let us say I want to stretch this object. Select and enter. Specify base point. This is the base point, and if you want to extend this one, you can extend this whatever the line you want, whatever the distance you want, you can extend. Let us say I want to extend for 50 millimeter. You can extend it. See now it has been extended 50 millimeter. This is called stretch option. You can stretch a particular object. You can increase the length or increase the width by using that. And this is another option called scale. If you want to make a particular object bigger or smaller, you can use scale option. Let us try how to use that. Select this tool, scale, and select the object. Then once you select, you have to press enter and specify the base point. Specify any base point for this object, and you can see it can be scaled for any scale factor. I want, let us say, it make it to 2 times bigger. Then you just type 2 and enter. It has been increased the dimension to 2, twice the size. Okay, this is the scale. You can also reduce the scale by same option. If you select same option, you can also reduce the object size. Let us see how to do that. Press enter once you select, and select the base point and specify scale factor. Scale factor, now I am going to type 0.5. That means it will decrease the size of the object. For this is the scale option. Okay. Now another option we have it here is array option. There are different types of arrays possible. One is rectangle array or polar array or path array, anything possible. The polar array creates like this. The one object can be copied in a circular side, and rectangular array creates number of objects in a rectangular manner. Let us see how to do that. First, rectangular array. I want to do rectangular array of this object. So select this and press enter. See, the number of array has been created. You can see here number of array object created. Now if I want to edit this, you can also select and edit. You can see here in the top number of columns 4. If you want number of columns 2, you can also change. Now only 2. And number of rows, we have already 3. If you want 5, you can also increase 5. Okay, therefore you can choose, and you can also choose the distance between the object. It is 185, I need only 150. You can choose it is closer, and similarly if you want this 100, then still it is closer. Okay, this type of changes you can do for editing the arrayed object. This is one option for rectangular array. Similarly, you can also make the polar array, which will create a circular polar object. And I will show you that again. This is a polar array, and select object and then enter. Specify the center point of array. Let us say I need this center point here, and it will create a polar array. You can see here number of objects are copied. If you want to increase the number of items, you can increase to 7 or 8, or if you want to reduce that to 4, I can also make it 4 or 5. Okay, you can increase the size, and number of rows also you can increase 2. See here we have 2 polar array. For you can change all those things between the points also you can change, and the distance also you can change. Let us say if you want only 150 distance, you can change it to 150 and it will be closer. For this is a rectangular and polar array options. Here we have rectangular polar array options. Also you have the path array. It is similar to the path. It will create array on a path. You can see here the description. You can see this red color array object is created along the path which we have selected. And another very important option we have here is offset. If you want to offset a particular object, it will create one more object with the same offset distance. Let us see how. Select this offset command, and here you can see offset, specify offset distance. If you want to just create the offset, the distance, you can just type the offset distance. Let us say I need 10 millimeter offset distance. then select object and just click outside or inside. If you want inside also, you can create number of offset lines like this. Okay. Similarly, if you want to create inside, you can create number of offset object. Okay. This is the offset. The distance, if you want to change, you can also change the distance for object. These are the various modified tools we most commonly use. Here some more we have like break and break at a point. Those tools are also available. And here you have a reverse option. But we have different options in this case. But most widely used modified tools are given here. This is a modify tool. And I would like to also inform how to change the grid mode. Here you can see the workspace various other settings. Here grid mode. If you want to switch off the grid mode, you can switch off. You cannot see any grid lines here. If I click on this, you will see number of grid lines. Okay. And another option, we have the snap mode. If you press F9, it will create snap. What is snap? It will move the cursor or the point will move only through the selected snap distance. Let us see how. If you select the snap mode, you can see I want to draw a line. If you select line, it will only, you can create line only from a particular grid point. It will not move anywhere else. You can see this is a grid point. Therefore, your cursor will start from a particular grid point. It will create the accurate drawing. That's why we use the snap setting. If you want to create from particular point. Okay, this is the snap setting. And here the ortho mode. This ortho mode will be much useful to draw vertical or horizontal lines. Let us see how. If I want to create a line, let us try. Just point here, and this option can move anywhere since we did not switch on the ortho mode. Ortho mode is off now. Therefore, if you click somewhere, it can click in any angle. But I need only a straight line. Then you can use this ortho. Use ortho. You see here now, the lines can be created only horizontal or vertical. No intermittent point possible. Only vertical or horizontal lines may be created. Okay. This is the, whenever you don't want, you can switch off this and you can create the inclined line. And then we have the polar tracking. If you want to track along the polar line, you can use the polar tracking. And another important one is snap, object snap. Object snap, you have to press F3. This object snap is already on. That's why we are showing various points. If I don't have this one, let us see. If I want to draw a line from the center point or middle of this line, or if you want to draw a line from the middle of this horizontal line. Now you don't have any option here. If I click this one, object snap, let us see how. See here, it is showing the midpoint. This is the midpoint. And if you want to create exactly from the endpoint also, it is possible. Similarly, each line, it will show the endpoints or midpoints. In case you want to create a line from this center point, okay, anything possible with this. In case of a circle, it will show you the center point. You can see this. This is the tangent point, and this is the center point. This is the center, and this is the quadrant, and you'll see different options. If you want to increase, you can just right click and you'll see what are the options you need. Here we have only endpoint, midpoint, center point, quadrant, intersection. If you want to use some node or tangent, perpendicular, also you can create by selecting those options. Okay, these are the various options we have in this model or paper space consideration. Okay, so far we discussed various modified tools and how to use those modified tools to edit the object, and also we have seen the snap setting, ortho setting, object snap setting, all those options we discussed in this video lecture. Thank you.